Hi everybody, love you guys. Thanks for coming on over today to my channel. Happy that you're here. I am so glad I get to work in my Junk Journal January book, and I'm going to bring out my embossing powders, which I haven't used in forever. I have these fun colors. I got them at Goodwill once upon a time, and these embossing inks, this Versamark, and the tubular thing. And I'm doing a voiceover today because this video got silly long, and it's like, let's just do that. So Junk Journal today is embossed. From MegJournals is the Junk Journal January prompt. New Faith Art Design Studio resource for stamps or for tickets. And I just did an outline for that prompt around the edge of that like Cat Hand does. And then depth was just all these colorful sheep, this picture. I did a really easy thing. Today with the embossing, I'm using embossing powders, and that's sticky stuff in embossing powders as opposed to an embosser, the kind that you make cards out of. So I chose this. And again, I haven't used embossing powders in a really long time, so I'm going to see how they work. And there might be a reason why I haven't used these in a while. Like, they kind of make a mess. So I'm going to go ahead and try this embossing ink dauber to start with, just to see if it's going to work. And I get pretty intense with this because I want to make sure I get all the little edges of all these letters pretty well. So I go over it a couple times and I try to really get in there. Because I didn't know if this embossing dauber was even going to work very well. So I just kind of go nuts with it and I'm hoping that it works fine. It seemed like it was juicy enough when I opened it up, and it doesn't look like it's going to do much. So I am hoping here. So I'm using gold and sprinkling it around, and then I realized, yeah, there's a reason why I haven't done embossing much, because this is kind of a mess, especially when you have the page already made. And it's hard to do that. But anyway, it turned out fine, and I got the embossing powder back in the jar, and it turned out great. Actually, I really like that, so that made me happy. And then I went to decide what I was going to do next. So I have thought about I was going to add something to it, and so I'm thinking about my stencils, and I have this rose stencil, and this is my stencil drawer. Isn't that a beautiful thing? It's just a mess, and I could organize it better, but this is the way. This is my way. It's the Mandalorian way. Anyway, I get through all my stencils, and there's my rose stencil. I love this stencil. It does so well with texture paste. It's really pretty in texture paste. My first thought was to do it on this avocado dyed paper, and then I went, wait a minute, I have another idea. I think it would be a really fun thing to try it on tracing paper. So I grabbed a piece of that tracing paper, and I cut it up a little bit so that I just have a small piece to work with, because it was getting, that'd be kind of hard to work with a bigger piece. So anyway, and so I try it with, I think I was going to use the claret. I tried the red. I think I've used the red on maybe Christmas things in times past, but I'm using the dauber again, and this did not turn out the way I'd hoped. Yeah, but me and my zealousness, I was pushing so hard to get all the nooks and crannies that I got the ink or the goo all over the place. So lesson learned, but I go ahead and finish the process anyway, because I just want to see what it's going to look like, what's going to happen. And I can already tell it's smushy and it's mushy and it's kind of a fail. So I put the red back in there, and I try again using I'm going to dry this first just because I can. And who knows, it could be used in something else. It could be used in a trashy journal for that matter. I mean, it's still a really pretty color. Anyway, it's very bright, and it's got a good dimension to it. Anyway, so that I have. And now I have something, whatever. And so I'm going to try the same technique with the Versamark. And stamp pad, and I already realized I'm getting some ink on the paper because I didn't wash off the. So this is a whole ordeal with this stencil and this red. I turn the paper over and I just keep trying. I'm not going to give up on this today. I want to do this. And then the stencil shifts on me. And so I got to figure out how to put the stencil back. Oh man, heavy sighs. While I'm doing this video, I'm listening to it and editing, and there's all these heavy sighs throughout the video. It's like, I hope that doesn't bother you, sorry. But even this, I mean, it's better, but it's still not what I want. And it just got so messed up. And I should have taken a paintbrush and got the rest of the sides, brushed off what I didn't want. And so I thought, well, maybe I can use it. Let's see what I can do with this. So I go ahead and I cut out what I think I'm going to want, and it's not even fussy cutting it. I mean, yes, it's a sloppy cut. It's a messy cut. So I just go ahead and I cut it out anyway, thinking I want to use this somehow. But it's curling on me. It's tracing paper. I didn't even think about how that might affect the whole process with the heat gun. Heat gun made it curl, I'm guessing, between everything. So, but I feel like I should have, I go with it. I'm thinking I want to try this. Let's put some fabric behind it. Let's see if I can make it work. And I'm just struggling. I'm struggling at this point and going, I think I just want to chuck this piece. But let's try a little more. What else can I put it? What else? What else do I have? I've got my berry dyed papers, and it's still a little bit sticky, which is kind of weird. But I tried that. I do love the colors of that. That does go well together. So I could see that maybe in something else in a future project. But I'm kind of giving up on it at this point. Just kind of no. Let's go back to what I know. Let's go ahead. I washed off the stencil, and I went and got my embossed. No. I got my distress inks. And I decided to just ink a piece of paper up, and I used the avocado dyed paper and the pink ink and that's faded lipstick, I believe, and then the forest moss for the green of the leaves, and that turned out nice. This stencil performs well with ink, definitely. And so I've got that, and then I tear around the edges. I think it's really pretty, actually. I like it. So I'm tearing around the edges. We're going with a kind of a soft color palette at this point. I do the green on the edge just to, vintage it up, because that's what we do with vintage. And so I want another piece of fabric, and I forgot to turn this piece of fabric around. The good color's on the other side, and I just didn't. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was just like, I want to get this page over with. So what do I do now? Let's maybe get some washi tape. I need some more color. Let's border it with some pink and green washi tape. So I pull that out, and this page is coming together now. I can see it. I can see how I like the colors so far together. They're very subtle and soft, and yes, just lovely. And I want to use this fabric somehow. So how do I do it? And move it around. I wish I would have flipped it, because more colors on the back side, and you'll see that in a little bit. And there you go. Sewed it. It looks fun. It's a fun thing. It's just a thing. And I took my eye off the ball, and you can see where my sewing machine just kind of went off track because I wasn't watching very close. So I'm getting ready to glue, and I went, wait, let's tear this. Let's get this extra stuff off. And this extra stuff, seriously, you can see how much color there is on this side. I wish I would have turned that over when I was putting it on. I just wasn't paying attention. But I think it's really pretty. And I don't really use that in the rest of the composition, if you will. But I just kind of glue it on and think that's what it's going to be. That's my embossing of the day. And how it is. No, go there, maybe, go there, no. Flip it around, sew it, try to sew it. No, that's not going to work. Not with everything all on there already. Okay, so that's how it is. I like the letters. That didn't work. Don't like that. That kind of looks like Jelly Roll fruit roll up type things, kid snacks. So I got embossing on it, and so it's day 6. So let's go ahead and put that number on here for the Junk Journal January identification of the day. And so yeah, it's pretty. I think I like it. It turned out all right. And then the next couple days are going to be pretty easy. Have what is it? Anyway, the next couple days are pretty easy. So I am happy. I'm going to play with them. I play with them a little bit more after I turn the camera off, because I was going to make some. I'll show you a little bit in a minute. Some more little tiny things that can go into junk journals or just have ready. So that's it for this video. Love you guys. Take care. And as always, God bless. Bye-bye.